I afford to invest? Because what's happening with most people is that basically you're out, you're working, you're getting your income coming in, and then you go, right, now I've got to pay the mortgage, the rent, the food, the bills, the gas, the electricity, the kids, the school, the this, the that, the other. And all of a sudden you get to the end of the week and go, I've got no money, what am I going to do? Yeah? That's how most people live day to day, week to week. Now, I really recommend that for anybody, before they even move anywhere near the investment path or property investing, especially if it's the area that we specialise in, you must do a full review of your current financial situation. It is critical. I've seen workers come and sit with me and they've been put into property by spruikers and marketers and fly-by-nighters out there who are just out there flogging stuff to people. And I've seen people lose $100,000, I've seen them lose $70,000, I've seen them lose $50,000. I've seen people put into loans and investment loans that they should never ever have been put into, basing their loans and their borrowing capacity on overtime rates. No, 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 no. You need to look at your base income, your base salary. You need to be assessed really factually on where you are financially. That is step number one. Do not do anything, I implore you, do not step into the investment path until you do that. We do a free, full personal wealth review with you up front before we even look like talking anything towards property or investing or whatnot. You know, you need to understand that first. If you do go through this path with us and we do take you through the finance area, through the structuring, look at your taxation side of things is where we move to next. When we get to the property side of things, we do a thing what's called a PIA. That's called a property investment analysis. Now, you won't see it through the video, but basically what that is a breakdown of the numbers of what's actually happening inside that property. So forget about how pretty a property looks or all the basics that you need to do when it comes to assessing and finding the right property. At the end of the day, it's really about how do the numbers work inside this property. And at the end of the day, what are my costs going out the door if that's the case that it comes into? How much money do I need to put into this property? How much rent do I need to get? What are the tax depreciations? How does the interest work? What happens then? How do I offset that against my loan? You might have a couple that are working where the husband might be on 100,000 and the wife might be on 20,000. I've seen couples in that boat who have got the property split 50-50, where 50% is getting offset against his income, 50% over here against hers, but she doesn't earn anything, see? So they're missing out on some massive deductions on the other side. So being able to assess a property, being able to understand the numbers inside the property, being able to understand the specifics around how to structure it, how to finance it, how to put that whole thing together so that you know clearly up front before you commit to doing a thing that you can comfortably afford and you know where it's at. The property investment analysis is just a sensational tool that you won't see a lot of people out here doing this stuff. They're out there flogging properties and they're selling stuff off stage. We get into in-depth analysis. I only want to work with people who can afford to do it. I only want to help people who are in a position to step forward. We want to say to you, listen, this is how the numbers work. This is what you need to know and what you need to understand about property and property investing. When I first started, I did my first 5 properties years back, I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't know about property investment analysis. I didn't know how tax deductions work. I didn't know what a depreciation schedule was. I still see working families today who have already invested in property when they meet me, don't have depreciation schedules and they're not getting the full tax deductions. You need to get advised by people around you who know their stuff. My team are a team of people who invest and we are professionals at what we do. Please don't make the mistake of going into something that you don't know and you don't understand. I've made that blue before and I'm going to talk about it later on in a couple of videos where I share some of the mistakes that I've made. But for now, just do the steps in process. We've got a simple 5-step system that we're teaching and it's just step 1, step 2, step 3. We don't move anywhere near property until we've got the first 2 or 3 steps ironed out. And we know you're safe, you can afford it, you're comfortable with it, and we know what we can do and we know how to structure it. Okay, again, text your details to 0439 541 704 and we'll be there to help you. Please touch base.